Hi everyone, Alan from Newlands Nursery. Welcome to today's 5-minute Friday, and it's something that you can do in the garden really easily, and specifically with the plants we're looking at today. So what we class as bedding plants, that's going to make all the difference. You're going to end up with more flowers through the summer and nicer plants. So let's start with deadheading. You've probably heard the term before, but maybe aren't entirely sure how to do it. So if we look at these petunias, they're flowering really well at the moment. But what you start to see as the flowers go off, as it produces more flowers, is they need deadheading. So let's have a look at this one, this really interestingly coloured petunia. This is Moonstruck. So what we want to do is deadhead it. So this is a flower that's gone off. You've still got a nice fresh flower here. So in order to deadhead it, what we're looking at is we're going to take this flower stem off. So it's an awkward angle to do so you can see what I'm doing, but what we want to do is just nip back close to the stem and take the dead head off. So nice and easy to do. So you do that with petunias, you can do it with verbenas, you can do it with all sorts of plants. So if we move down the greenhouse at some of our display plants here, so this verbena would be a great example. So you can see here this flower has gone off. So again, same thing, different sort of shaped plant, but we're just nipping the dead head off, and that will help it produce more flowers, and that's basically what we grow these plants for, isn't it? So the other thing we want to cover as well, we'll show you some deadheading on a geranium as well, but also we want to stop a geranium and pinch it back to help it encourage to bush out. So geraniums, whether it's upright or trailing geraniums, and I'm talking about pelargoniums in this case, the more stems we get, the bushier growth we get, the more flowers we're going to get, and the more pleasing to the eye the plant is. So let's have a look at deadheading it to begin with. Let's have a look at back here. Trying to find one. So a lot of these the flowers haven't gone off yet, but this one has. So deadheading a geranium is slightly different in as much as often it will grow on I'll tease it out there so you can see it, quite a long stem. So what we don't want to do is nip it back here. If we nip it back here, what you'll find is it will rot back here and could spread to the rest of the plant. So what we want to do is just take the stem off just by the flower stem, just by the main stem, and you can see it just snapped off quite easily there. So slightly different, but basically the same thing. So that covers deadheading, but I want to talk about as well stopping the plant or nipping the tips out of the plant. So if we look at this geranium, this really nice variety here, this is Antique Violet, and naturally it's quite a tall growing geranium, but we want it to bush out to produce more stems, and actually from more stems we're going to get more flowers. So you've got a couple of choices here. What we tend to do is nip the main stem out around about 2 or 3 breaks. Okay, so what we talk about breaks is here. So this is 1 break here, just down the base here, 2 and 3, and we're going to nip it out just above that. If you're not particularly confident, you could nip it out here as well, and that will bush out a bit, but to get the best plant, here would be ideal. So we're taking this long stem out. So again, thumb and finger, I'm just going to nip it out, and you can use a pair of scissors to do that, but that will work really well. What that would do is encourage the plant to bush out from this point, and like I said, the more it bushes out, the nicer the plant will look and the more flowers we're going to get as well. So it's as easy as that. It makes all the difference. The reason we grow these plants is to get more flowers, and we want them to look nice and compact and really good habit in the garden. So whether you're growing hanging baskets or putting them in containers or in the garden, these tips will really help. If you've got any questions at all, obviously get in contact. We're here to help. See you soon.